Hello everyone, Sean Broccoli here, and in today's video we will be doing part 3 of 5 in our episode 7 guide for Disgaea 4 Complete Plus. Without any further ado, here's the video.
Sir Fenric, dude! We're here to report in!
Great. How goes the battle?
Our demon supporters are showing more strength than expected, and the classes are joining forces to fight in each area, dude! But they won't be able to fight like that for much longer. Oh, the longer the battle goes, the more disadvantage we have, dude!
We don't have time to waste then. Let's hurry!
There's no need. This is as far as you will go.
Another one? What now?
They are the 7 Yakshas of the Netherworld! They possess the power to return the world to nothingness in just 7 days!
There are 7 this time? Their groups are getting bigger and bigger!
All right, we're not going to introduce each one of their members anymore. Agreed?
Do you guys see that familiar face among them too?
Don't you dare confuse me with them! I'm one of the 7 Yakshas! I am definitely not a Prinny! If I look like a Prinny to you, that means you still need more training!
Oh, is that right? Well, then I apologize.
What is it that you want? How much?
Pardon me?
The entire Netherworld has descended into chaos because of your trifling rebellion. The President doesn't wish for this situation to continue any longer.
So you're trying to buy us out?
Do you really think you can bribe me, just like that?
Is money not enough? We can also offer the title of the 4 Devas or the 3 Brutes if you desire status.
That is absurd! I'm not interested in a position within a rotten organization. My mission is to restore the Netherworld to its former glory.
Absurd? You are hardly one to talk. Learn your place, pretty instructor. Rotten organization? You have no idea how much the President is concerned about the Netherworld.
Father? He's concerned?
Father, who do you think you are? Sir Amizel has already passed away.
No, I didn't! I'm still alive! I'm still here!
Then why must you interfere with the President? Why must you bring catastrophe to the Netherworld?
Interfere? That's not what I was...
Dead or alive, you should have stayed in Hades. What is it that you're trying to accomplish by joining the rebels? Have you given in to their threats? Or are you trying to get revenge against the President for abandoning you?
No, that's not... I just wanted to...
Hey, you! I don't know who you are with that fancy title above your head, and I don't care, but don't you dare speak like that to a kid! What's so wrong about a kid just wanting to see his dad? He's worked really hard up until now to make his dad proud. Is that so wrong? He had to become a rebel because you corruptorment bastards officially made him dead with that fake news!
Puka.
Nicely said, lass. First you try to bribe us, then you put your cowardice on a pedestal while chastising a child. Why is it so hard to believe that rebels like us would stand up to fight against you rotten souls? No matter how concerned the President is, the fact of the matter is the universe is malfunctioning. There's no excuse for that. A corruptment that can't fulfill its responsibilities or keep its promises to the citizens must be overthrown immediately.
So, You still insist on rebelling. And all of you are with him, I assume.
I'm only here to collect the money you owe. I have no intention of being bargained with or selling my soul.
Disgaea only wants to become a final boss. She's not interested in cheap titles like the 3 fruits or 4 devas.
All is for my lord.
And that concludes our negotiations. You have no choice but to die!
Alright, so this level is, or stage is number 5. This one isn't too complicated. I'm not going to talk too much on the strategy for this. I'll probably bring up some other points not relating to the specific stage. But as far as this stage goes, your strategy is to kind of look at what I do in the video and don't do most of it. Unfortunately, when I was playing this and I recorded it, the past version of myself wasn't very good at this game and apparently not very smart either. So what you're going to see is basically the map is full of prinnies and barrels, and then there's the yakashas as well. What you want to do is you want to pick up the barrels or pick up the prinnies, either's fine, and you want to throw them. Throwing prinnies or barrels will cause them to explode, and you want to cause basically a large chain reaction. Now, to start off, obviously you could pick up the first prinny, and you could throw them towards that barrel. That might be fine. I don't know if you can reach it, but at the top of the I think the first section of the stairs, there's 2 barrels, and then there's a bit of a gap between those barrels and the next prinny. I don't know if those barrels will reach that prinny. So if that doesn't work, you can retry and throw the prinny kind of in between those barrels and that prinny, and then that should hopefully cause the chain reaction to head down the stairs, killing everything that's in that you'd have to go through, and then everything ahead of it up until, I guess, the crosswalks. And then you'll want to kind of do the exact same thing. Basically, once you get to the crosswalks, you're going to see a bunch of barrels at the back. They're not really going to be too much of a threat. You'll see some prinnies in front of you. Do the exact same thing, pick up the prinnies and throw them at the back. That'll at least do some damage to the 2 yakasha there. And then you can start throwing some stuff to the left and the right. And that should clear up all of the prinnies and all the barrels. Well, I mean, maybe not all the barrels, but pretty much anything that's relevant. And then you'll just have to take out the yakasha, which you can easily do by ganging up on them and surrounding them and just overwhelming them. So obviously I've gone a lot faster than the video, and you're gonna notice that I don't do a lot of the stuff that I just said. I do pick up barrels and throw it every once in a while, but I don't utilize throwing the prinnies. I just attack the prinnies, and obviously I spend a lot longer on this mission than it had to be. Other than that, there's not much to talk about in regards to this level. Going forward, though, you're gonna I do recommend after this level heading back to the base and just upgrading if you haven't done so already. If you have any mages, upgrade their fire, ice, or wind spells. So if you haven't really created any characters, you're obviously going to have the Red Skull, so upgrade the fire. I recommend level 3 or 4. 4 just gives you some flexibility in regards to the pattern. Because what basically happens is you can upgrade, when you upgrade your spells, you get additional patterns to use them, so you can actually hit more than one target. At level 1, you can just hit the one target. At level 2, you can hit 2 diagonal targets. At level 3, you can hit 3 targets that are adjacent to each other, side by side. I think you can also flip it and do if all 3 are in a line vertically as well. At level 4, though, you can actually do a square, and the square comes in handy in the next map or stage, because some of the enemies, while they're in a adjacent line for 3, sometimes one of them will move forward, and obviously if they move forward, you can't exactly hit all 3. Even in some cases, you won't be able to hit all 3 if they move forward, but in some cases, there'll be one where one's in front of the other, and then there's another one beside the other one. So in like kind of a right angle. So if they're in that kind of formation, then at least you can hit all 3 of them. As far as that goes, I'll just leave you with the rest of this stage. Again, don't take what you see as the gospel. Kind of take what I've said more as a guideline to what you should do. And I'll see you guys at stage 6.
They weren't half bad, considering their extreme-sounding titles. I love my dream. I can sense a happy ending is just around the corner.
This is strange. The members of the 7 Yakshas couldn't possibly be that weak.
3 brutes, 4 devas, and 7 yakshas. There must be something behind all this.
Maybe that's why they tried to buy us out.
Was that another of Father's orders? But they said Father's concerned about the Netherworld.
All of this will be made clear when you get to ask him in person. There's no point in raising those questions now.
You're right. I'm not running away anymore.
That's the spirit, rascal.
Big Sis, do you wish to see your daddy too?
What now? I don't want to see him at all. Who cares about some stupid dad who doesn't even come home for his daughter's birthday? He left me all alone every day, just so he could focus on his research. Seriously, damn you, old man. Well, on to the Netherworld President's office. Let's go, Desco.
Okay, Big Sis.
Alright, so this is stage 6. This one's a bit tricky. What you're going to want to do is make sure that you have your Valvatoras at least level 62 or higher. You're going to want to make sure that you have your fire, wind, and ice for Emizel done at level 3, upgraded. And then, as you saw there, use the straight line attack so that you're going to attack all 3 with the magic spell. And then use Fenric to throw over Valvatoras. And then you can use Impaler Prince to do some damage to these guys. So unfortunately, it looks like we have some survivors. So luckily they didn't really do too much damage. At this point you could probably just put Fenric back in the base just to make sure he doesn't die. I'm hoping that's what I'm going to do here. Obviously having Emizel asleep is not ideal. Yeah, so put Fenric back in the base. So we don't want him to die, and then we're going to use, just because of the layout here, Bloody Hole. If they don't happen to move and they stay in the straight line, go ahead and use the Impaler Prince again. We just want to finish these guys off. Now, I chose this side to start on just because I think those guys were the easiest to kill. Now, we're kind of stuck hanging around until Emizel wakes up. I think it's about like 2 or 3 turns. And unfortunately he's going to take some damage during. I just don't... I don't know how long it's going to take, and we're definitely going to have to heal him at some point. Alright, there we go. He's awake now. So at this point, we're going to, we'll get Volcanus out. We're going to use her to heal. Now, one of the things, as you can see on the left and the right, one of the enemies on each side moved up. That's obviously not ideal. I don't know why I ended the turn there. There are other things we could have done during that turn. So basically what I'm going to look to do here is I'm going to bring Or I guess technically, if I use Fenric again, I need to get him healed. But what I'm going to look to do is grab anyone who can... You're going to want to throw a character who could... You want to throw Velvetore's back, basically. So you want to get a useless character that you don't plan on using. So I guess at this point, you could probably put Ymizel back in the base just to kind of keep him from getting attacked or getting hit or whatever. Or you can use him to maybe throw. I'm going to use him to throw here. So I'm going to throw Cassie across here. Obviously, Velvetore's is in the way, so I need to move her. So next, we're going to throw Velvetore's back. Now, what you want to do is you want to throw him directly into the base. By doing this, we can bring him back out. We could bring him back out and use him again. Unfortunately, I don't do that. So now we're just going to rinse and repeat kind of for each thing. Obviously, things will get a lot easier once we start removing these geopanels. I don't... which one is which? I think the aqua one is the one that... The aqua one is the most pressing one that you want to get rid of. The only problem with that is I think those bow women are the strongest of the enemies.
It's my turn.
So we'll have to get them healed up. I'm going to end up using my second healer. Now, the one thing that I don't think I did well here is I put kind of everyone over there. Or at least my second healer, I should have put her in the middle, where Ymizel was before. Because that way, she's not in range to be attacked. Right now, all three of those guys are in a position to be attacked, which is not ideal. But either way, we're going to use Volcanus to throw me. And then here, it's really up to you. You're only going to be able to hit 2 at a time. So you can either use Bloody Hole, or you can use the Impaler one. I'm now going to send out my Red Skull to just kind of assist here. I don't know if I've upgraded the Red Skull's fire at this point. But either way, I'm going to use it to help out. Ideally, you probably want to go the way that I did and take out the 2 closest to your allies, because I don't think that last one will target your allies when you end your turn. That middle one probably will. Actually, if they don't, they'll target you, so... Or Velvetore's, at least. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, that's going to take out my healer. One of my healers, at least. Alright, so go ahead and continue taking out these guys. So obviously you want to take into account the resistance, and you want to, with Ymizel, and just use whatever their... If they're resistant, if they don't have any weaknesses, use whatever the less resistance is, obviously. And then... at this point, since we know Valvatores is going to finish off that last woman with the bow, you're going to want to you want to make sure your allies are number one healed, and you want to start sending them back into the base. Because what we're going to do on the next turn is we're going to throw the geo panel across, and we're going to destroy the teal geo panels. So we'll just wait for that to happen. You obviously don't want to do it while everyone's out because you'll take damage. So now that we throw it away, now we don't have to worry about taking damage when just by being out.
Here I go! There!
Here I go.
So at this point, we'll bring them back out. We'll obviously want to stay out of range of the other enemies right now. And then we'll just want to heal them.
I can do anything in my dream.
Alright. So now we'll do the exact same thing as we did before. We'll bring out a character that we don't really plan on using. And we'll have them throw it over. There we go. So now we throw ourselves back. We'll throw them right into the thingy-bobber there. Now what you can do, it looks like I'm just going to end the turn, so that kind of negates. At the same time, I could have just moved Emizal over, attacked, brought somebody else out with Valvatores, and I could have just threw him across and attacked. Alright, so now we'll get set up again. We'll move Emizal over. So as you can see here, less resistance is probably fire or ice. So we'll go ahead and go ahead and use that. Now we'll throw Valvatores over. Now we're just kind of waiting for the throw to happen. I don't know if there's maybe a problem with Volcanus throwing because the character's in the way. I might need somebody with 5 with the range to throw 5 squares away. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't have enough.
Here I go.
So we just relocated and made it work. And then what we're going to do is we'll head between all those enemies. Oh, I guess we can't because we had to move to get that. Ideally, you don't want to use any moves with Valvatores, so you could relocate. Obviously, ideally we would have wanted to use Bloody Hole, but we have to settle for Impaler turns. So I did mention that I didn't know if my Red Skull's fire was upgraded. It looks like it was, and it looks like it's level 4. So that will allow me to take out 2 of them. Fortunately, we're going to take quite a bit of damage here. And we're going to lose Volcanus. But at this point, I think we're pretty good. We'll probably be in a good spot so we don't have to worry. It's just probably going to take us a bit longer because we're going to have to use a Measle to do the throwing now. Actually, it's probably not going to take us any longer since we usually end the turn anyway after we throw it. So now we're going to basically do the same thing. We're going to get all set up. So we got a Measle. And now we'll get our buddy Velvatores thrown over there. And I guess some extra help from Red Skull. I'm not sure why I'm doing it this way, because it looks like there is a spot open in the middle. I'm really hoping I don't hit the A button there. There you go. I realized that I am able to do it. Yeah, so this is the ideal throw right here. And now we're going to use Bloody Hole. Ideally, we probably should have attacked beforehand. As you saw there, like I mentioned in the last, maybe it was the last video, that I tend to attack my own teammates a lot. Here we're going to take these guys out. They're low. And then as you can see there, this is pretty much over now. We got the 2 guys who got just like a sliver of health. I don't even know why I bother with this. Like, I could just use Impaler Prince with Valvatores and just take them both out at once. I don't know. It just seems like inefficient use of time to attack each one separately. And that will do it for the end of this video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you do like the content and would like to see more kind of stuff like this, go ahead and like or subscribe. This is Sean Broccoli. I'll see you guys next time.